Alright, what's going on here? I'm gonna go ahead and show you my spec. Basically what it is Assassin, it's Rift Stalker, and Blade Dancer. The reason why I do Assassin is because of slip away, basically, as you can see here, and dexterity. I only put 1 point in, and sprint, that's more or less a PvP thing. But there you see weapon barrage, which is friggin' phenomenal for interrupts because we don't really have much anywhere else. Impale, you could see there. I didn't really spec too far into the assassin tree because there's not really much going on down there. As you can see over here in the Rift Stalker, you can see that I went ahead and put some points in so I could get some types of blinks and whatnot. Here I'm going to go ahead and put all my poisons on and all my buffs. And you know, what's good about being in the Rift tree is you get the stamina buff, and in the Blade tree you get the dexterity buff, which is, you know, pretty damn good. Here I am in Shimmer Sand. Basically, I'm going to show you what basically a couple of my things I use to kill mobs. Now, I've seen some videos where they talk about, you know, Blade Dancer is good and Rift is good, but I'm going to go ahead and disagree with those just because in Rift you can heal yourself. And the Assassin lets you basically kill anything, and this is great for PvP, PvE. I pull about 500 to 600 DPS. I'm not fully epiced out, but I have a couple epics here and there for tier 1. My hit is capped. Well, it's pretty close to capped. I got like 100, but here I'm going to show you how I do this mob right here. Now usually I'll go ahead and I'll shadow stalk behind them like that, because what that does, that gives me the crit buff. Savage Strike, usually stun them, get behind them, do a couple backstabs. You know, if I'm low on health, I'll leave the CPs on them so I can get my health back. But other than that, there's not really many times where I'm too low on health unless I'm fighting multiple mobs, which I'll use Sidestep, which is in the Blade tree. There you can see I open up with the Paralyzed Strike, you know, a couple backstabs, final blow. You know, and I got some health back because I left a couple combo points on them. I mean, you could kill a mob really quick. 52s. I haven't seen any 53s in the game. I don't think there is. But as you can see, it's really simple. Usually when there's multiple mobs, I mean, this is just an example, but I wouldn't have a problem with something like this. Usually I'll just sap one, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do the blink behind them for the open up. Just because that's, you know, almost like... Just because, I'll show you a little bit later on in the video, but just because the reason why I do that is because I get a nice buff, a 15% chance to crit for the next 10 seconds if you use some kind of blitz to them. So I do that naturally, but as you can see, I like to stun and get behind them and open up with the final blow, because the final blow is going to do 15% more damage, plus I still have the 15% more chance to crit. And as you can see here, where is it? It is... I don't know why I'm moving around so much. Basically, there you go. There's the Shadow Assault. That puts me behind him. That's in case if my Shadow Warp. Now, there's two different ones I use to get behind him. If I'm stealth, I'll use the Shadow Warp to get behind him. If I am not stealth, I'll use the Shadow Assault. Basically, put me right behind him. You know, sometimes if it's down, you know, I'll open up like an Assassination or maybe a Paralyzing Strike, something along those lines. You know, I hear a lot of people saying that we can't solo a lot of mobs, but I'll solo 5-6 mobs, not even blowing that much cooldowns. The best thing is the Poison Malice or Poison Malice. Some guy left some leather here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. But the Poison Malice is great, especially with sidesteps, taking on multiple mobs, because you're doing damage to them. You're doing, you know, every time you dodge. I forgot to mention that you're putting 2 points in the talent where you hit them back if you dodge. You know, when you blink, you can see here that you get that, you know, that sexy buff. That's any kind of teleportation. That's 15%, you know, chance to crit. And then over here, you can see this is the where it gives you more damage. You know, in stealth, as soon as you pop out, it gives you more damage. And you know, another thing is you got to realize is you're already getting a buff for being behind him, doing your backstabs and your punctures. So here you can see I put a puncture on him, and he was dead. I don't know, maybe what was that, 2 seconds? You know, It's really not difficult. I mean, it's you got to get the hang of it for PvE, because you got to constantly be on the move, and you don't have much AoE as you would in the Knight tree or in the Blade Dancer tree. You have twin blades, but you know it's all right. Here you can see I'm playing with my macros. I have one where it automatically switches my role to tank, and then it puts on my tank gear. Yeah, I know, rogue tank, go figure. And then I have an actual macro for my DPS set 1. Now, basically, the reason why I don't set an equipment to my role, because every one of my DPS is going to use the same gear. But if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a reply, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.